Hello, it's Connor again. So by the title, I'm going to tell you some more tips on how to learn German. So I just wanted to say first off that I do not know the German language, but do think that seeing how other people learn another language and compare it with your own ways, you can see if you can pick up any ideas from the other person. The first tip I have is something that I've heard before but haven't really thought about doing until like just a few days ago, and that's learn some of your favorite songs or just songs in general that you know really well in that other language, and it'll help you if you learn the song and then like throughout the day you just sort of sing it to yourself, and it'll just stick with you. And the easiest songs that I've come across that have translations in many languages are Disney songs. And so if you're a big fan of Disney, I posted two links to two videos that have the songs. One of the songs is Go the Distance in Hercules, and the other song is Can You Feel the Love Tonight in Lion King. And you can learn these at your own pace. I mean, at first it might seem difficult to learn a song in another language, but you already know the melody from because you've seen the movies before. And so now you just have to put in different words, and if you've been studying the language for like even a small bit, you'll be able to piece those words together, and if there's no translations provided, you can find your own translation. Another tip I have just specifically for German is, well, if you've been learning the language for at least a little bit, you'll know that, of course, there are many forms of the word the, and those forms are die, der, das, dem, des, and den. Instead of taking each instance like separately, and this is for mainly when you use an adjective, because you use the word the and then you use the adjective, and the adjective has a certain form depending on how or what the you used. And I'm going to look it up after uh, making this video, but I'm pretty sure on this. So what you want to do is, instead of learning it separately, you want to learn it, you want to have a specific rule. I've looked at the charts, and if you say the word das and you're going to use an adjective after it, the adjective will always have an E sound. If you use the words des or dem and you have an adjective after it, that adjective will always have an N, E-N, ending to it. It just sounds like N. The one that's tossed up, though, is der, and that can be either nominative, masculine, or I believe it is genitive and dative case for the plural. If you're using the word der for a singular object, then the ending is going to be an E on the adjective. And if you're going to use it plural, then it's going to have an EN ending. So I'm back at my dorm, and I decided to look up any more patterns, and I'll have to talk quiet. But one pattern is des. If you use des, the adjective after it will always have an en. And if you used mixed declension plural, that means if you use kein as in no, or like possessive mine or dine or sein, if you use any sein form in the plural, your adjective will always have an en ending. Uh, so that's en. And if you use the weak declension plural, so that means if you use d, or if you use the in any form like d, der, den, or the adjective will always have an en ending. Okay, that's it. And this is just scraping the surface of all the declensions you have to use. So in my first video, I talked about how looking at online websites in German and picking out the words that seemed interesting to you or you just wanted to learn them could help you learn words, at least a few each day. Can really help with your vocabulary. And if you wanted to find out more about that or just want to know what the heck I'm up to, you can check out my first video. So in one of my classes a few days ago, the teacher posted overhead this article in German, coincidentally. As I was looking through it, I realized that there were a lot of, or there were some, okay, there were a lot. There were a lot of small words that I didn't really understand why they were put there. And so I looked online and I couldn't really find that German article that the teacher posted. But I do remember some of the words that I didn't understand at first. So here are some of them. The first one is Damals, Deren, Darum, da, ja, besides the meaning for yes, auch, besides also, aber, besides but, darüber, schon, and that's all of them. When you're learning another language, these like small words that appear all over, if you learn them, it will be helpful to eventually learn the whole language. Also, if anyone can tell me, if anyone can tell me what those words I just said mean or how they're used. Also, how the Germans use contractions with apostrophes. I'd like to know how that works. And also, in uh, in the the little packet I got in the beginning when I was learning German, said that Germans don't really use genitive pronouns that much, so if I were to say this baseball of yours or something like that, you don't really use the genitive form for that word for yours. So I was just wondering, like, if I were to say the baseball of yours, how would you say it? Okay, so that is all. And, well, I've thought of this cool idea, or at least I thought it was cool, and about a video in the future that I was going to make that it's one of those videos that have nothing to do with language, but it's just here for entertainment. So hopefully I'll have that done soon. And so, yeah. See you all later. Bye. Die, der, das, dem, des, and den. Dum, dum, den, dom, dol, dun, din, dol, din, dine, dern. That's how many forms it seems like, at least at first.